Hey everyone, welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're cracking open Harv Eker's Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. You know that feeling of being completely suffocated by financial stress? Well, what if I told you that just by shifting a few invisible psychological gears, you can actually step out of that darkness and into a space of complete financial empowerment? That is exactly what we're doing today. Why do some folks struggle endlessly while others just seem to thrive? It's a question that literally keeps millions of us up at night. You know that deep, heavy stress? That anxiety of constantly worrying about bills and wondering, am I ever going to truly get ahead? It can feel completely overwhelming. Okay, let's dive into this. Because to actually fix that pain, we can't just look at the surface. We have to uncover its hidden root cause. It's really not about what you do for a living or how many hours you clock in. It goes way, way deeper. It's about your own psychology. Section 1. Your Hidden Money Blueprint. We love to blame the economy for our struggles, right? But the invisible culprit holding you back is actually right between your ears. Think of it like a financial thermostat. It's this internal blueprint that subconsciously dictates exactly how much money you believe you deserve. It controls your risk tolerance, and it decides whether you're going to act like a victim or step up to take control. So the crucial point is, if this blueprint is set too low, you will unconsciously sabotage yourself. Seriously, this is exactly why you hear those wild stories about lottery winners going completely broke within a few years. Their thermostat was just set way too low for that sudden massive wealth, so their brain quite literally found a way to lose it and drop right back down to their comfort zone. But hold on, where does this thermostat even get its setting in the first place? Well, it comes from the chains of childhood beliefs. I bet you've heard some of these phrases. If you grew up hearing things like money doesn't grow on trees or rich people are selfish, your mind instantly links having money to guilt and conflict. Maybe you heard wanting money is bad or people like us never get ahead. These aren't just harmless sayings. They form invisible chains. They quietly and powerfully shape how we act as adults. Honestly, so many of our adult money problems aren't even financial problems at all. They're just psychological patterns we absorbed when we were kids. Section 2. The Great Mindset Divide. Breaking those childhood chains, it takes extreme, uncompromising responsibility. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what that looks like. It's a massive contrast. On the left side, the poor mindset is completely driven by scarcity. It's that life happens to me attitude. It constantly focuses on the obstacles, resents people who succeed, and above all else, it prioritizes comfort. But then, look at the rich mindset. The rich mindset says, I create my life. Instead of complaining, this mindset hunts for opportunities. It actually admires successful people. And most importantly, it is totally willing to be deeply uncomfortable to achieve growth. Real financial growth only kicks in when you stop blaming the economy, stop complaining about your circumstances, and stop handing away the remote control to your life. Section 3. Managing Money with Purpose. All right, so we are stepping out of the theory and getting our hands dirty in the proactive work phase. Eker calls this the jar system. Notice how the income is deliberately sliced up. 50% for your bare necessities, 10% tucked away for long-term savings, 10% for education, 10% for just playing and having fun, 10% for giving back, and a crucial, non-negotiable 10% dedicated entirely to financial freedom and investing. The rule here is simple but brutal. If you ignore your money, it will control you, period. But when you give every single dollar a job, when you track it with this kind of fierce intention, you lay down an unbreakable foundation for true financial freedom. Section 4. Stepping into discomfort. You know, staying comfortable might protect you from stress today, but it is exactly the thing keeping you financially stuck tomorrow. To actually crank up that financial thermostat, you've got to expand your capacity through discomfort. Let's move to and see how this builds. Think about these steps. You literally have to ask for higher pay. You need to speak boldly and confidently about your value without shrinking yourself down. You've got to spend time learning about business and investing, and you absolutely must take calculated risks. By doing these things, you are literally stretching your internal capacity to handle more wealth. You're forcing yourself out of that safe zone and leaving all that old fear and guilt completely in the dust. Section 5. Building long-term wealth. And this brings us fully into the bright light of the whole transformation. Because here's the ultimate truth. Just working hard for a paycheck is not enough. True financial freedom is about building systems and assets that grow over time. It's the magic of using your money to make more money. Obviously, a good income is super helpful, but real, lasting wealth grows when your money is consistently poured into assets, businesses, and long-term value. It's the ultimate shift. You transition from working for your money to finally making your money work for you.
So the ball is entirely in your court now. We've talked about how our childhood beliefs build this invisible financial thermostat. We've seen the massive divide between a victim mentality and a true creator mindset, and the absolute necessity of stepping into discomfort to manage your money on purpose. The blueprint for financial empowerment is literally right in front of you. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is it's challenging you directly. What old, rusty beliefs are you going to shatter? And are you finally ready to reset your financial thermostat today?